Good evening, parents. So my name is Ms. Kingham, and this is a recorded presentation from last night's curriculum night for those of you who were unable to attend, or for those where we were cut short because of the confusion with the bell schedule. So I'm going to go over some of the important information here. First of all, as you can see, there's my email address, and donations of hand sanitizer are needed and appreciated. Thank you. I included here my teacher credentials for you to see. The one that I really want to focus on right now is the Technology Trailblazer. This is a new title for me, and basically what it means is that I have access to really cool technology right here in the classroom. Students have laptops in my room. We've got a very cool smart board, and I'm learning all sorts of new web applications and things that I can use to make teaching even more engaging. These are my children. I include this slide every year because I want you guys to know that I am a parent of high schoolers as well, and that I get where you're coming from and I understand your children. So just know that I treat them always the same way I want my own children's teachers to treat them, and that I realize family comes first. So if there's anything going on at home that would help me be a better teacher, please let me know. So rules and expectations for the classroom, pretty simple. All I ask for is respect. I respect your kids. I hope that they would show me respect as well. I don't accept any late work unless it's, of course, an excused absence. And if a student is absent, then their work needs to be emailed to me or uploaded to Google Classroom on time. Another rule that's a school-wide rule, or at least IB, plagiarism equals 0, end of story. The only, I guess, continuation to that story is that they also get referred to the IB office to deal with Ms. Parlamento and Dr. Youngman. And then, of course, a happy mantra: be good people, make good choices, and spread goodwill. So a curriculum overview of ACE English General Paper, just so you are sort of familiar with what your kids are doing. They are working on building foundational knowledge in order to communicate through writing. And then we are also reading, analyzing, and writing about literature. This course also teaches the reading and writing skills that enable them to be successful on the Florida Standards Assessment, the FSA. So we're kind of tackling two beasts in this classroom simultaneously. We've got the LAFS, the Florida Language Arts Standards, and then we've got ACE English General Paper and its standards. So right now in the course, we are working on current events. We have completed our summer reading and all the work that goes with it, and we're almost done with Brave New World. We're using lots of technology to enhance their reading and writing skills, and students each week should be listening to a podcast and writing a summary of that podcast. This is sort of an introduction into current events and the fact that they don't have to necessarily be the news. Podcasts are going to morph into TED Talks pretty soon, and TED Talks will morph into documentary studies, so that they can learn a lot about a topic that a filmmaker has explored. So we're headed to documentaries and TED Talks. We're also going to be continuing our argumentative essay unit and learning how to write argumentative essays and body paragraphs. Frankenstein is going to start in October, and we are continuing current events, and we'll be doing some really fun group projects and presentations where your kids will actually be teaching their peers about a topic that they've studied. Here are the 3 novels that I need you to make sure you purchase. Frankenstein is next, and then also they need 1,000 Splendid Suns and Like Water for Chocolate. So in ACE General Paper and IB, really, students need to be aware that the world exists outside of themselves. So we always need to be thinking locally, nationally, and globally. That comes into play in not just thinking, but also in writing. The ACE exam, for those of you that are new to this course, it is Yes, it is a little bit of a test about knowledge. They have to know what's going on in the world in order to defend themselves in their argumentative essays, but they also have to be able to write pretty well to do so. So we really focus on how well they can communicate in written English, how well they can analyze and evaluate information, and how well they can select and apply their information. The ACE exam is given over 2 days because it's two separate sections. The first section is on April 20th. That's tentative, but pretty confirmed. It's not 100% yet. But the first test is that day where they write an argumentative essay based on one of 10 prompts. So they can pick whichever one they want. And they get 75 minutes to write. They get no materials other than pen and paper. So they have to come ready to write about an issue based on background knowledge. The other test is on May 8th, also tentative, and that one is logical reasoning, where students will have 45 minutes to read about different scenarios and different criteria, and then make some logical decisions based on what they've read. Please know that there are no makeup dates for the ACE exam. If students are absent on either April 20th or May 8th for the test, they won't have access to the exam and therefore cannot earn the potential college credits that are headed their way. So I included here some sample ACE essay prompts just so you can get an idea of what the test is about. So on test day, students will receive 10 questions just like these, and will have to choose one and write a really well formulated essay exploring the topic on a local, national, and global level. And so I've got to fill their heads with lots of information so that no matter what the 10 prompts are, there's one that they'll have something to write something about. You can help support me here by making sure that you guys are watching the news, paying attention to what's going on in the world, and discussing the issues, not just providing one-sided discussions, but considering what other people may think about these issues. Homework in my class is pretty minimal. Most of the homework I give is just to support or supplement what happens in the classroom. So current events, that happens oftentimes at home, plenty of time in here as well, but often at home. The novels, they do all of their reading on their own time, but then we do work with them in the classroom. And then projects. I tried to give lots of projects in the classroom, but some things have to happen at home as well. So please be aware of the fact that there is homework, but I do try to keep it down. This is what the FSA is for those of you who are new to the public school system. I know there are some families that are coming out of private schools and homeschools. So this is what FSA assesses in ninth grade. And I do keep a Google Classroom page. As parents, you cannot access the Google Classroom, but like I stated last night and like I do at home, get your kids to log into Google Classroom and then feel free to tell them to get out of the chair while you snoop around and see what's going on. And that's it. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you to those who were able to make it last night. And thank you for those who spent time today to listen in. If you need to schedule a conference, please do so through the IB office. If you have any issues in particular with just me, you could always email me. And here I have a link to an Amazon wish list, which has lots of items that I've picked out that I thought would be great and useful in the classroom. So if at any point you feel like shopping, feel free to send something in. I'd appreciate it. Thank you all and have a great afternoon.